A key way racism operates is through Black, Asian, minoritized ethnic or BAME people's exclusion from material resources or wealth. In other words, class overlaps heavily with racism, but this is often misunderstood. One key way of building wealth and showing how class and racism overlap is gaining employment. A government review by Baroness Ruby McGregor-Smith into UK employment shows extensive racism, including that BAME people are underemployed and underpromoted. Again and again, CV studies evidence employment racism, showing that even if you have the same qualifications, experience and skills as a white candidate, you are less likely to get a job if you're a BAME. BAME people don't only face racism when it comes to their CVs, but at all levels of employment, including, as Omar Khan notes, when it comes to getting promoted or being fired. Collectively, this evidence can explain why there are sizable differences in hourly pay between BAME and white British people. UK government data shows between 2013 and 2016 that the average pay of white British employees is around £13.28 an hour compared to £12.86 for BAME employees. Relatedly, the chances of living in a low-income household are proportionally higher for BAME British people than they are for white British people at every life stage. Research suggests similar racism in America as well. For example, liquid wealth is largely non-existent within Black and Latinx households compared to white and Asian American households. There is a bitter irony to this, as Tippett and colleagues note. For those communities at greater risk of frequent or protracted periods of unemployment, which BAME people are, it is liquid wealth that proves to be the most critical for meeting daily survival needs. Despite lower average hourly pay, lower employment rates, lower promotion rates, and what can seem like relentless stereotyping claiming otherwise, government data shows that BAME people are actually less likely to receive state support than white people. The second easy way to see how racism and class overlap is by looking at home ownership rates. As Ta-Nehisi Coates writes, home ownership is one of the greatest mass-based opportunities for wealth accumulation in recent history. However, UK and US studies have shown that white people are generally more likely to own their own homes, particularly when compared to black people. As Coates also notes, racism in housing has occurred historically and legally, at least in the US, through the practice of redlining, and also currently, for example by companies like Wells Fargo, the American mortgage lender, targeting black people to buy their high-risk mortgages, or in their words, ghetto loans. The company were in fact, in 2011, for doing just this. Judith Rich's review of more than 65 studies conducted around the world also shows housing racism, where it's statistically proven easier to buy and rent a house if you have a white-sounding name. In summary, white people are more likely to be employed, to earn more, and to own their own houses compared to their BAME counterpart. These are key ways that class and racism overlap. As Michael Krauss and others have noted, economic inequality is a product of historical and present-day forms of racism, through labour, housing, and other policy-shaping opportunities. The overlaps become more significant when we account for other intersections such as gender, where women in general are more likely to earn less, more often precariously employed and forced to take on caring responsibilities when compared to men, as well as other factors such as citizenship status, where if you are an asylum seeker you're barred from working or studying, and nationality, where being born into a country that faces colonial exploitation and weakened infrastructure add to your burden. To achieve racial justice then, a class-based analysis is necessary and vice versa. For further resources and references, see the following.